Welcome to Let's Wander, the travel and hiking blog. In the previous episode of our Chardham series, we took you through the breathtaking trek of Kedarnath. If you haven't watched that video, please watch by clicking on the link given in the description below. Other links to our Chardham series are also given in the description. Do watch them. Today in this video, we are going to take you to an amazing tour of Kedarnath, places to see around, and the things that you can do in Kedarnath. After a tiring trek of 21 kilometers, we had Bhole Baba's darshan around 9 pm and retired to bed early. We woke up at 5 am in the morning, earlier than expected due to extreme cold. After freshening up, we went to the temple. The sun just began to rise over the mountain. It rises early at the higher altitudes. Since we finished our darshan last night, we went to explore the surroundings of the temple. A large number of people were seen standing in queue for darshan. My dear friends, this is the Kedarnath Temple, the abode of our beloved Bholenath, the Shiva, and fondly known as Kedar Baba in this region. The Sanskrit word Kedarnath has two meanings. One is the Lord of the field, as Kedar means the Kshetra, the field in Sanskrit, and Nath means the Lord. The other one is the Lord with a matted hair. Kedar also means matted hair. It is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas of Shiva, one of the holiest shrines for Hindus. Kedarnath Temple is surrounded by beautiful Gadwal Himalayan ranges in the lap of nature. It is situated at an altitude of 3,583 meters, which is approximately 11,755 feet. It is not certain who built the original structure and when. The great saint Adi Shankaracharya has renovated and revived the temple in 8th century. There is a beautiful legend associated with this temple. According to a local folklore, the Pandavas, after the end of the battle of Mahabharata, visited this place in search of Shiva for atonement of their sins of committing Gotra Hatya, the killings of their siblings, and Brahman Hatya, the killing of Brahmins during the war. They first visited Kashi in search of Shiva. Incensed by the death and dishonesty at the Kurukshetra war, Shiva avoided Pandavas and came to the Himalayan region of Gadwal and hidden in the form of a bull in Gupta Kashi. Knowing the news, Pandavas followed him to Gupta Kashi. Bhima, the second of the Pandava brothers, stood astride on two mountains while a shepherd was taking his herd of cattle for gazing on the mountains. All the cattle passed through his legs except the one. He recognized it as Shiva and held it by tail and hind legs. Then Shiva disappeared into the ground to later appear into parts with the hump raising in Kedarnath the arms appearing in Tunganath, the face showing up at Rudranath, the navel and stomach surfacing at Madmaheshwar, and the hair appearing in Kalpeshwar. The Pandavas then performed penance at Kedarnath and pleased Lord Shiva. Later, they went on to build the Panchakedar temples in all those locations where Shiva's body parts appeared before they attained salvation in Satopant region. Therefore, it is believed that whoever comes here with devotion, they will attain mukti from all karmas. Things have changed quite a lot after the devastating 2013 floods in the region. The entire region was washed out in the floods in 2013. You see, this huge rock that is standing right behind the temple is the savior of this temple. This rock came flowing down from the hill in floods and stopped right behind the temple, preventing the temple from damage. After spending some time at the temple, we visited Adi Shankaracharya's memorial, which is few yards behind the temple. It is believed that Adi Shankaracharya took Samadhi at this place. However, some of the texts suggest that he died in Kanchi. The memorial is very beautifully built. A tall idol of Adi Shankaracharya is installed in the middle of the structure, surrounded by circular walls. To visit inside, you have to go through a narrow passage between the walls, making a parikrama. The walls are inscribed with Sanskrit shlokas in praise of Lord Shiva. The idol looks very beautiful and lively. Adi Shankaracharya is a highly evolved soul in the history of mankind. He is ranked very high in the spiritual world. There are plenty of stories about him and his mystic life and his philosophies all across India. We sat for some time, offered our prayers and returned. During my previous visit to Kedarnath in 2017, I missed an opportunity to visit Bhairav Baba's temple. Till the day before, I wished to go, but again the body was so tired, I was in two minds whether or not to go. I finally decided to visit Kal Bhairava temple and asked Tulsi whether she would like to come as well. She opted to sit around in the temple corridor and spend some time. So I made my move alone. Bhairav Baba temple is at an elevation of 500 meters on the hill above the temple on the southern side. Crossing the small bridge, you have to climb on top of the hill, as you can see on screen. There lives the Bhairavnath, the protector of this region. The Mandakini river gushes through the bridge, coming all the way from the glaciers up on the mountain. The trail to Bhairavnath passes through this mind-blowing glacial peak. The authorities have cleaned the glacial patch for the pilgrims to walk safely. But after climbing over 400 meters, there were some patches of glacier still on the track. At some places it was melting and was very slippery. I was walking with my camera, capturing the beautiful landscape, slipped and fell on the floor in Dandavat Sahashtang position. Thankfully, I ended up safely to Bhairavnath Temple without any injury. This is the Bhairavnath Temple situated at a distance of 500 meters on the hilltop of the southern side of Kedarnath Temple. I am bringing the views of Bhairavnath for you directly from the heavenly Bhairavnath Temple in Kedarnath. Look how powerful he appears. Bhairavnath is considered as one of the main Ganas of Shiva. Ganesha is the head of these Ganas. They are Shiva's close friends and assemblies. They are described as strange, distorted, and demented beings. There is a very powerful aura and energy in this temple. Bhairavnath is a tantric possessing great powers. He is the Kshetrapal, the guardian of this region. Trishul is the weapon of Bhairavnath, and a dog is his Vahana, the vehicle. I feel very fortunate to have made to this temple, as I missed out during my first visit and was in two minds this morning. Coming here, I learned how important this place is, and Kedarnath Darshan is not complete without visiting this place. I'm glad I visited this amazing place. You may find glaciers and snow mountains elsewhere, but the charisma this place has, you won't find. It offers a spectacular view of the surrounding Himalayas and a 360-degree view of the entire Kedarnath Valley. Right in front of the temple was this beautiful glacial peak. It was very attractive and luring. Some people have gone up and had great time there. Since Tulsi was waiting for me down at the temple, I took the blessings of Bhairavnath and, thanking him for saving my life, walked down to Kedarnath. I spent over an hour and a half at Bhairavnath Temple and thought Tulsi would become mad at me, but surprisingly, she was pretty cool. The reason was this gentleman playing drums in the backyard of the temple, the music wizard Shivamani. Shivamani arrived and played drums, entertaining the audience for some time. He is a genius drummer India has ever produced. I would like to thank him for keeping Tulsi busy and saving me. We then walked towards the front of the temple, and there was a huge crowd gathered by now. We had our lunch, packed our bags, and started the trek back to Gaurikund at 11 am. We thought it was a good crowd, but we have never imagined it's going to be this big crowd. We were amazed to see people standing in queue for few kilometers, and they were standing since 3 am. We felt very fortunate to have finished the darshan last night itself. This is the helipad of Kedarnath. The helicopters were landing and flying every 10 minutes from here. We took a short break here and trekked down to reach Gaurikund at 6 pm. Our yatra to Kedarnath comes to an end. Thanks for staying with us and watching Let's Wander.